My name is Eleanor Brooks, and I am 68 years old. For most of my life, I believed that a mother's love was the safest place in the world. I believed that the people you raise with your own hands could never truly become your enemies. I was wrong. What I am about to tell you did not just change my life, it dismantled everything I thought I understood about family, loyalty, and truth. The day my husband Walter's coffin was lowered into the ground, I felt something strange beneath my grief. It wasn't just sorrow, it was unease, a feeling so sharp it cut through my tears like a blade. Walter and I had been married for 46 years. We lived in a quiet town called Redwood Falls, the kind of place where people waved from their porches and remembered your birthday without reminders. Our house was old, with creaky stairs and a wraparound porch that Walter had rebuilt himself plank by plank. It wasn't worth much money, but it was worth everything to us. Walter was a carpenter, not a rich man, not a powerful one, but an honest one. He fixed doors for neighbors who couldn't pay and built shelves for the church without asking for thanks. I was a school librarian until I retired, surrounded by books and children's whispers. We raised 2 sons together, Michael the elder and Aaron the younger. For many years, we were a simple, happy family, until money entered the room. Michael was always ambitious. From the time he was young, he hated the idea of being ordinary. He wanted more status, more recognition, more comfort. Aaron followed him like a shadow, quieter but no less hungry. When they grew up and moved to the city, Walter and I were proud. We believed success would make them kind. Instead, it made them distant. Phone calls became short, visits became rare. When they did come home, they talked about investments, markets, properties, never about memories, never about us. Walter noticed it long before I did. They don't see us as parents anymore. He once said quietly while sanding a piece of oak in his workshop, they see us as something temporary. I told him he was over. Mothers are good at that, lying gently to protect the heart. Then Walter got sick. That had happened suddenly. Dizziness, confusion. His hands shook when he tried to hold his coffee mug. One morning, he collapsed in the kitchen. Michael and Aaron arrived at the hospital before I did, which I found strange, but grief has a way of dulling logic. The doctor said it was complications from a stroke, then an infection, then organ failure. Walter died 3 days later. The speed of it all stunned me, but what stunned me more was how prepared my sons seemed. They handled paperwork, funeral arrangements, insurance forms. They spoke to doctors in low voices I couldn't hear. When I cried, they exchanged looks. At the funeral, they stood on either side of me, faces calm, composed. And then, as the pastor spoke about rest in peace, my phone vibrated in my coat pocket. A message from an unknown number. That is not how he died. You are in danger. My breath caught. I didn't reply. I couldn't. My hands were shaken too badly. That night, alone in the house that suddenly felt enormous, I read the message again and again. Who would send something so cruel, or so specific? The next message arrived at 2:17 a.m. Walter knew. He tried to stop them. I didn't sleep at all. Over the following days, the messages continued. Always short, always careful. Check the bank statements. Do not sign anything your sons bring you. Walter hid something in the workshop. I wanted to believe it was a sick prank, but deep down, something told me at WASN T. I went to the bank the next morning. The clerk, a young woman named Lily, looked uncomfortable as she pulled up our account history. Large withdrawals, thousands of dollars, dates I didn't recognize. I didn't authorize these, I whispered. She hesitated. Your husband came in with your older son. He said you were unwell and asked him to help. My knees nearly gave out. Walter would never lie like that. I went home and walked into his workshop for the first time since his death. The smell of sawdust still hung in the air. On his workbench, beneath a loose blank, I found an envelope with my name written in his careful handwriting. Inside was a letter. My Ellie, if you're reading this, I was right to be afraid. I love our boys, but something has changed in them. They are pushing me about insurance, about selling the house, about planning ahead. If anything happens to me suddenly, do not trust explanations that come to eyes. Look closely, please. Protect yourself. My heart shattered all over again. The messages were right. Walter had known. That evening, Michael and Aaron came to the house together. They brought documents. Mom, Michael said gently, we think it's time you let us manage things. You've been through a lot. Aaron nodded. This house is too much for you. We found a nice assisted living place, I stared at them, seeing strangers where my sons once stood. "I'm not going anywhere," I said. Michael's jaw tightened. They left, but not before Michael said something that chilled me. "Don't make this difficult." That night, I replied to the unknown number for the first time. "Who are you?" The response came immediately. "My name is Daniel Moore. Your husband hired me. A private investigator. We met the next day in a small diner outside town. Daniel showed me recordings. Walter's voice, tired, afraid. Then, Michael's. Once Dad's gone, Mom won't last long. She never does anything without him. Aaron's voice followed. Make it look natural, like depression. I felt something inside me go numb. Daniel explained everything. The poison, mixed into supplements, the falsified medical records, the bribes. They planned it, he said quietly, and they were planning to finish the job. We went to the police that same night. The investigation moved fast. Once the evidence was revealed, Walter's body was exhumed. Toxins were found. The doctor who signed the death certificate confessed. Michael and Aaron were arrested at dawn. I watched from my porch as they were led away in handcuffs. Neither looked at me. The trial lasted weeks. I testified. It broke me and rebuilt me at the same time. They were convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy. Life sentences. Afterward, reporters asked me how I felt. I said the only honest thing I could. I lost my husband twice, once to death, once to betrayal. Years have passed since then. I still live in the same house. I turned Walter's workshop into a garden. I volunteer at a support group for parents who have lost children not to death, but to crime. Sometimes people ask me if I forgive my sons. I tell them forgiveness is not a requirement for peace. Truth is, and the truth saved my life. On quiet evenings, I sit on the porch and listen to the wind move through the trees Walter planted decades ago. I feel him there not as a ghost, but as a promise fulfilled. Love does not always protect you, but truth does. God bless.